Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. Instead we've got a 1 vs 1 on Meeting of Minds. Over in the town side we have got Vrax, whereas over on the other side of the map we have got Yazoo55 as the Thousand Sons. Yazoo's going to be going for a couple of Thrall Wizards, a Sorcerer Lord, a Demon Gate and a Rune Scribe Conscript, whereas the Tower player is going to go for a couple of Stealth Suit teams, a Jetpacks Research, as well as Tower Barracks and a Plasma Generator. So a bit of a rematch, I do believe. Must have been a couple of months ago now. We had the Tower vs against Thousand Sons on this very map, and the Tower got absolutely creamed in the backside. So it'll be interesting to see if the Tower can reclaim their righteous mantle as victors today on Meeting of Minds. Have a Demon Gate going, so I assume some demons will be coming out of said gate, probably in the form of Screamers, which will be quite difficult for the Tower to deal with in the early stages of the game. I mean, Tower Commander, amazing at range, but those Screamers can move with some decent speed, so the micro of this Tower player is going to have to be on point at the beginning of the game if he wants to live. Thrall Wizards moving around, capturing bits and bobs, both a capturing unit as well as a building unit. Builds things much in the same way that the Dark Eldar Tortured Slave do, just kind of throw a thing down and then they kind of auto build. Got some Screamers on the way, 200 blue money and 20 green money. Fairly expensive unit for what they are. Hit and run mostly. Tower Commander going straight for Heavy Flame, which is what you want against demons. Going to have a little nosy round here, maybe potentially see these Thrall Wizards as they capture this relic. You see him, and then starts firing straight into the back of the head. Doing a good bit of damage. Will potentially kill these guys before they're able to capture this relic, if these Zinch Screamers don't have anything to say about it. These guys are very fast attack speed. And already the Tower Commander is feeling a bit of a punch, bit of a nip in the old ankles. We'll have to move away. And sadly, you can't run backwards and fire, unlike the Seraphins and other kind of units. So, kind of a bit shot at the moment, to be honest. Screamers Zinch, though, one major weakness is that once the morale does break, they are unable to regenerate health and all that jazz, so they will have to kind of fall back. Tower Commander flies away, but the Screamers do a bit of a twisty twist in the air. They decide to chase after him. Well, they decide to continue going after him, but Tower Commander once again flying away. Wonderful little bit of manoeuvring for the Tower player. Again, trying to deny these Thrall Wizards, but these Screamers being used to full effect, preventing him from doing what he really wants to do, which is kill these squishy units over yonder. Gonna get that decap on that relic, as these Stealth Suits are unsure of what to do with their lives. We have a Fire Warrior team coming up from the Tower Barracks. Also another Tower Fire Warrior team over here. Gonna be zapped and fried by the Sorcerer Lord. Sorcerer Lord is going to be researching his demonic summoning. Able to have, I think he gets to choose between 10 individual spells. It gets 3 at a time. Every time he dies, I think he's able to change his loadout, which is quite nice. Demonic summoning allows him to summon one big old beefy demon, which I think is free of cost. Limited summoning time, will eventually die, but decent all the same. One Zinch Screamer squad does go down though, which is very, very unfortunate for the Thousand Sons player. And 2 squads of Fire Warriors are able to beat back these guys. Screamer Zinch amazing at denying the area of the map against single entities and single units. But Tower player decided to go for triple Fire Warrior teams, not building any of these guys up too much because you want to give them a nice spread around to prevent them from being engaged in close combat by these Screamers. Now they're going to try and fly back in, but won't do all that much good in the greater scheme of things. Sorcerer Lord going to summon a lesser Zinch spawn. Green as you like. Not Wednesday, my dudes, but it may as well be. Look at the thighs on this boy. Certainly does not skip leg day, does this lesser Zinch spawn. We'll decide to finish off this listing post. Might want to get it cancelled off, but doesn't look like the Tower player will get that cancelled. As the Zinches charge in, like I say, these guys are meant to be hit and run, but they are more in the mindset of just hitting. As this lesser Zinch spawn moves in. He's a big beefy lad, but it's not got all that much in the way of health. But he is a free unit, so Thousand Sons player can just kind of throw him away. trying to occupy these Fire Warriors from pushing forward any further. Since spawn goes down, Stealth Suit teams firing their water pistols at this Silver Spire as one singular scream of Zinch manages to get out. What's going on at the moment? They are going to go for the Cult Forge and a Dark Library, implying that the Thousand Suns have gone for tier 2. 92 and 20 compared to 115 and 36. Do you believe that these Rune Scrab constructs do have 12, is it? 12, 24, 36. Yes, a little bit more green money per generator being built for the Thousand Suns. More blue magic being fired away. Not doing all that much in the grand scheme of things, but does manage to keep occupied for a little bit. Silver Spire. Striking lightning. Killing one model. Fire Warrior's not doing all that much. Love the little artwork for the Fire Warrior team as well. Very aesthetically pleasing. It's also Lord trying to go in solo, but not exactly what you want to do against a good formation of plasma rifles. They'll just be happy to fire away at the Silver Spire all day long, while this Screamer Zinch is on auto-replenish. Not much in the way of money at the moment, but they are going to go for Hellblade, which will certainly be able to outmaneuver these Fire Warriors, maybe go straight over them and focus heavily on bashing the base and whatnot. Path of Enlightenment, well, Path to Enlightenment, shall we say, going for the Tower Warriors and whatnot. Got some Chosen on the field. Wonderful, brilliant unit. Much like the regular old Space Marines. Why am I not following you? There we go. Much like the regular old Thousand Sun Marines, but they just don't die. They don't die, and they do quite a decent amount of damage in close combat. Not the fastest of lads there, but they do also have access to magics and whatnot. Snare Trap going to go down here. Do have Hellblade, voiced by the world-famous, well-renowned LaughingMax, I do believe. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for you to kill some filthy Tau buggers. As Screamer Zinch moving, chasing these guys all the way back, will be slowed down potentially by this Snare Trap. But mind you, just kind of skirting around it, not activating it, probably because it don't land on the floor or anything. The one Chosen, sprinting ahead, managing to slow himself down, but not slowing down the rest of his squad, so ironically actually helping out the lads. They're in the worst place possible, they do not like to be in melee. And the Hellblade is going to be able to tidy up some of these low health models if he doesn't turn around. Got a second Maxi Max in the air. Maximum Maxes, shall we say. Taking down more and more models. Potential for a squad wipe over here. Stealth Suit team's going to go for some fusion blasters, which will help them take on these Hellblades. And a drone sentry turret being popped down near these plasma generators in an effort to stop these Hellblades from firing away at those illustrious and vulnerable plasma generators. Chose to go to maneuver forward, firing psychic bolts towards the clumped up Tau Marines. Tau Marines, or just regular Tau. Had a big blue going on there, not sure exactly what that was. If I were going to summon a Dootha, but doesn't seem like they've gone for it. These guys are firing against, well, all these Tau are firing against these Chosen, but the Chosen, like I said, they just don't die. Too busy enjoying a stroll through the Meeting of Minds map. Broadside battlesuit in the air, firing away at these Hellblades. Will be pushed back by the Chosen as the Stealth Suit teams try and take down these Hellblades. Have managed to take down one as he kind of just flies away above the forest. Chosen just kind of firing at anything and everything. They are folks firing the Stealth Suit teams, managing to get all the squad wipes over there as the XV-88 broadside battlesuit fires its big old railguns into the side of these Chosen. Chosen are looking too pretty now. Quite expensive to replace, but the Zinch player does have the money to spend. 110 and 87 compared to 98 and 50. Definite economic advantage to the Thousand Suns, but they are about to lose quite a key unit for them. And the Fire Warriors are still in good numbers. Have lost their Tau commander though, which is a bit of a shame. What's going on in the Thousand Suns base? Going for some more Hellblades. And also tier 3 as well. That library, the research building of the Thousand Suns. With another fortified assault, well, fortified add-on going on there. Does seem like the town might be potentially hunkering down for a defensive stratagem. Which is not the worst play to make. They have the... I mean, with Tau, okay, yeah, you need your economy and whatnot. Well, so for every race, to be honest, but with their long-range capabilities, the Thousand Suns kind of lacking in that at the moment. They should be able to hold them off for at least a little bit, but that economic disadvantage has to be rectified at some point. A vehicle beacon going down. We'll have to see what the Tau go for in that. Maybe some potential faster units to counter the slow-moving Chosen Suns. Silver Spire, cheekily been placed down here, will be taken care of by the XV25 or as far as XV15. Every day in school day, boys and girls. Although this guy won't be alive for much longer unless he teleports away. There he goes. Giving them one shot as they jump over the mountain. So Barracudas, there we go, some anti-air capabilities for the Tau. Also not too bad to take out buildings themselves. If they can get some counter-attacks onto the Thousand Suns base, that will certainly ameliorate the constant assault that's on this Tau base at the moment. Screamers of Zinch jumping straight into the middle. Fire Warriors will need to separate themselves if they want to avoid being tied up en masse. They have a good amount of defensive drone turrets, although they did until it died. But good amount of firepower still online for them. Barracuda online, focusing that Hellblade straight away. Now turning its illustrious attention to the Screamers of Zinch there. Morale has been broken, and they won't survive for much longer, especially with the Pathfinders on the field. Able to get a grav inhibitor drone, a pulse accelerator drone, and a Pathfinder as well, just for good measure. Into their capabilities and whatnot. I will put some text on the screen to explain what that does. Like me, I cannot remember, and I never will be able to remember. Chosen, having their morale broken as well. They are unlike their regular Thousand counterpart. They still have some emotions inside them, able to feel fear, and one entire Chosen squad being wiped out there. Hellblade going toe-to-toe against Barracuda, which is not where it wants to be. Looks like it's been stunned. Rock missiles missing, which is not what a Barracuda pilot wants. Certainly no promotions there for that singular pilot. And now a transition away, an Ultra Zinch coming down, so big Zinch units coming from that. We have a mutated saucer, which is another wonderful, beautiful model with a spaghetti hand. Very Italian. Still some more Hellblades coming out. Not sure if this is the right call for the Thousand Suns player. We'll have to see how they figure it. Gonna get building a vehicle, but against Barracuda, we'll have to see how it goes. 2 vs 1. Yeah, quick work. No doubt in my mind. But mind you, this Barracuda not looking to be alive for much longer. It does seem that this Dark Library is taking a beating by this Barracuda. Maybe, there we go, change your attention to this Hellblade. There we go, an epic dogfight for the ages as the Fire Warriors move in to provide support. More blue shit going on down there. Another demon going to be summoned. And these Pathfinder teams will be forced backwards. Barracuda still online as the Tau provide covering fire to these fleeing Fire Warriors. Well, not so much fleeing, they're just advancing in a different direction. With some stealth suits chilling out over here. A Kion command post. Also a Devilfish troop carrier in the mix. More Chosen on the field now. Gonna come back for some vengeance. Got some zappy bits on them. And some black miasma. But been spotted by the Pathfinder team. And yeah, this is a lot less impressive than their initial impact in the game. Gandalf doing his "you shall not pass," but pass they shall. Mutated squad moving in now. Shining bright like a diamond. but then falling back straight away as they see the Stealthfish troop carrier. It does seem like the tower is in the runnings for getting their own back on the Zinch player from their last effort. Another venerable Rubric Dreadnought moving forward to plasma cannons, which will certainly ruffle, or should I say rustle the jimmies of these Tau Fire Warriors, especially if we can get some good hits smack bang in the middle of these clusters. Got some Sekhmet Cannibal, or Cabal Terminators, gotta say that 10 times when you're drunk. Beautiful units. Got these lovely curved blades on them. Venerable Rubric Dreadnought, in fact, firing a big old boomer at that Barracuda. Want to focus on those infantry units. Look at the amount of damage you can do. Almost wiping out, well, at least half-healthing most of them. Mutated squad brought to low numbers. R1 also replenished her. Very expensive units. I mean, what's the economy's still good for them. Green money not as impressive as I'd like to see. If you're going to get so many units out of that, I mean, that's like 30 green money a pop. But the Venerable Dreadnought is certainly showing how venerable he is. Squeezing. Bit of CBT on the battlefield, boys and girls, as his Sekhmet Cabal Terminators speed, Sonic-like, down the battlefield. An Infernal Master at their command. Decent at ranged or close combat. Mutated Sorcerer once again also on the field. The mutated squad is still alive and kicking. And these guys just are holding on, just using their sheer amount of holding power to stick it to the man. Recruit Hound Pack moving forward. Cute little bear doggers. And they do a serious amount of close combat damage. More Kroot than your regular Kroot can do. But actually, Hell's Bells do more damage than a mutated squad does. I do imagine they're a lot more glass cannon. In fact, they're not more glass cannon. They've got 3,000 health for just 5 doggers. Venerable Dreadnought looking worse for wear. Lesser Cinch spawn been spawned once again. That dude, whatever it's called, the Devilfish Troop Carrier, been smitten down to the ground. Sniper drone of all things. Been popped down. Do have some things been spawned as well. Gonna go for some more Chosen, more Thrall Wizards. And there's no sign of any side letting up at the moment. Venerable Dreadnought has been taken down, but the Cabal Terminators and the Mutated Squad do seem to have command of the centre of the battlefield at the moment. Does seem like that the Muted Sorcerer has gone down once again. That guy doesn't seem to be too keen on being alive. XV-88 broadside battlesuit just kind of chilling out in the base. Could have moved forward to aid their brothers and sisters in arms. But then again, you never know if another Hellblade is going to come along, sneak around to the base. That is a fair defensive strategy for him. And is it breathing time for the Thousand Suns, or are they going to continue this push? Oh, again, let me catch my breath. Much like the pro game we did the other day, the constant action. But to be honest, this week's been really good for long, or should I say prolonged, combats. Mutated Squad moving in, but then deciding against it as this impressive firing squad stands in their way. We'll just start to have a look at this listing post as the Chosen once again make landfall in the Tau base. Been marked by the Pathfinders, will probably want to move back home until that mark passes from them.
Why have you forsaken me?
Why have they forsaken you? I don't know. I mean, Zinch isn't known for not forsaking people. Bit of a cheeky mess of that Zinch. We go for some more Barracudas from the Tau perspective. We'll allow them to do some rapid redeploying of firepower. It's exactly what they want. Mobility will be the key, I think, against this slow manoeuvring Thousand Sun force. Especially when you've got lesser Zinch spawns moving in and stabbing you with his big old claws and whatnot. The mutated squad just kind of chilling out in the middle, taking shots from either side. Marker light going on these Cabal Terminators, but no Fire Warriors are able to really capitalise on that effect at the moment, because everyone's been chased around by the Zinch spawn. Mutated squad finally snapped out of their stupor, and they're going to go and slap around these Tau Warriors as this XV-88 broadside battlesuit is going toe-to-toe with these Chosen. Doesn't do any damage in close combat there. Cabal Terminators there. Wipes out to a man. More Crew Hound packs coming out. Bit of a nerve extension from the Thousand Suns player, I do believe. Still have all these flare plates to decap. Lots of these things to kill. Don't need to push all the way into the base within firing range of all these listing posts. Yeah, this mutated squad over here probably going to be deaded very soon. But yeah, there is one squad wipe over there, so losing two really big units for the Thousand Suns player. I'm going to go for another Venerable Rubric Dreadnought. Also have that Warp Gate on the field as well, so potential more demon-y stuff coming out from there. I mean, they're not within greater demon money as of yet. I'm going to get another mutated squad, 129 and 74 compared to 116 and 47. How slowly but surely clawing their way back into the economic game. Chosen's once again been smacked around, shot down by these Barracudas, and no matter how fast they run, these Barracudas can fly quicker, able to ignore all the terrain features of this map. Venerable Dreadnought upgrading itself with a twin-link las cannon, anticipating it will have to play defensively against these Barracudas. Barracudas might potentially see... They have seen the Warp Generator, or the Glyph-scribed Conscript, because why make things easy for me to read? That library goes down, bit of a loss, as the Thousand Suns do love their libraries. Some big noises, what were they? Any epic units? Doesn't seem like it. Maybe just the sound of Zinch throwing a hissy fit as the library goes down. Mutated squad moving around the flanks. But yeah, Thousand Suns definitely on the back foot at the moment. There's lots of Tau. And yeah, they can push them back, but all the Tau need to do is just kind of like fall back a little bit, spread out, and let the plasma rifles of the Barracudas do all the work. Well, not plasma rifles, whatever you call the, I assume, cannons of some description. And the twin-link las cannon doesn't seem to be doing all that much in the way of killing these Barracudas. Have any more epic units coming out at the moment? No, not quite. Mutated squad pushed way too far. By the time they get home, they will be shot a bajillion million times. Just look at the sheer amount of firepower coming from each individual Barracuda. You've got 3 individual guns, as well as a... Oh yeah, 3 guns, and just missiles coming out from underneath them as well. Absolutely lethal. It's not what you want. That library being rebuilt down here. You also have Commander Lurkoma. Do you believe that this was a lady that was featured in the Warhammer Plus series? For life of me, I can't remember what it's called. Haven't watched it. I've seen some highlights of it. It does look pretty good, to be fair. Hordes of Zinch on the field. Will try and push back these Barracudas. Certainly would if they had the numbers. Constantly being smacked around and knocked off their feet by the missiles there. A little bit too little too late from the Palestine's perspective. Some Predators, though, they might actually be something that will contend with the Barracudas. And these Fire Warriors actually having a little bit of difficulty. Potential miss micro going on over here as they've been surrounded on both sides by the Mutated Squad and the Chosen. A lesser spawn of Zinch will also come round here to cut off any path of retreat. Yeah, these Fire Warriors falling as quick as you like. I mean, these Barracudas are destroying what they like. But once these Fire Warriors are down, the Thousand Suns will be free to walk the earth relatively unimpeded. That is, of course, if they can finish off the remainders of these guys. Fire Warrior team having some Black Miasma on them. Preventing them from moving, I do believe, is what that ability does. Commander Lurkoma there not having any of it, armed with that ion cannon. Good against infantry, well, heavy infantry, vehicles, and commanders. Ideal for sniping out those high-value targets. Another Barracuda moving forward, as these guys are just doing what they can. Predator making short work of these Barracudas there. Now going for its twin-lit las cannon at the moment. Does need tier 4 for that. But will still do a decent amount of damage, all being said and done. Narlock Riders on the field. Do quite like these models. Tiny little T-Rexes. These guys always make me think of... I don't know how many of you have played Abe's Odyssey, but they always make me think of the Scrabs from Abe's Odyssey, which is a bit of a callback to way back when. I do believe Abe's Odyssey was one of the first ever video games I ever owned, which I don't know if that makes you feel old or young, depending on if you played the SNES or not, which I never, a bit before my time, that. Anyway, Venerable Dreadnought looking very vulnerable, if you pardon the pun. Narlock Riders holding back these Chosen, but they are looking quite precarious in their own right. Mutated Squad pushing these Tau Fire Warriors all the way back to the mountainside, but finally, just in the last moments, being beaten back by the looks of things. Chaos Predator certainly spearheading this forward movement. There's no one to overextend though, that's the problem that the Thousand Suns player keeps on making. He gets a couple of kills, which is amazing, but then he keeps on pushing and losing his main fighting doofers. Ooh, that's quite a sultry fight. I don't know if you can hear it over the sound of battle, but...
If you can't see them, they can't see you.
Ooh.
That's not always true.
That's quite a seductive voice for a blueberry. We'll take it. Nice one. I'll be listening to that later on in my own spare time. Thank you very much, boys and girls. Anyway, the Chosen, once again being beaten back. Another Predator on the field. Demon Gate being rebuilt. To explain why there's a lackluster of Thousand Suns infantry on the field at the moment. Going to go for another Hellblade, which is not what you really want in this situation. And the Thousand Suns have got to pull something quite epic out the bag. One major problem that these kinds of builds have, the Thrall Wizards, is that once they throw down a building, they can't exactly speed it up. It's not like other factions where you're able to add more builders, or regular Chaos where you're able to sacrifice your own builders for building speed. So in these last-ditch moments where you need to build these things up as quickly as humanly possible, don't really have that flexibility in their builders. Second Cabal Terminators are back on the field. As a Thermal Plasma Generator has been spotted by these Thrall Wizards. Kind of almost suicide in their way over here, trying to decap these critical locations, which is not going to happen under any circumstances. Tau do have all 3 critical locations, so Thousand Suns do need to capture at least 2. Infernal Master looking very vanilla Chaos Lord. Well, not vanilla, it's a... what is it, the Pro Mod shoulder pads, or not shoulder pads, backpack extensions, whatever you would call those. One Barracuda goes down, in fact 2 go down. Potential for a comeback, possibly, if they can push forward, give these Thrall Wizards some openings to capture some stuff. Got 39 seconds, it is possible in this time frame. If they move one over here, although it does not look like it.
30 seconds.
This is quite emotional, boys and girls. Another Chaos Predator goes down. And yeah, I do believe that the Thousand Suns were a little bit too zealous in their assaults of the Tau base. Don't get me wrong, some really, really good aggressive plays from both players, but maybe a bit too aggressive from the get-go, as this Thousand Sun player have been. There we go, it does look like there's no one here, no one there. Yeah, the Tau have it with another critical location victory, boys and girls. So yeah, if you enjoyed the cast, please do feel free to go over to the Patreon. £1 a month does give you 1 extra game a week. This week we'll be doing another Unification game, so feel free to come along and give us your love and support and all that jazz. Anyway, my name's been Mr. Lodshot, please always never chop, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.